Track Pro, we should have sound now because stupid Streamlabs decides. I'm getting really, really tired of Streamlabs. It decides that it's going to not work and change my microphone array. Why it does that, I don't know. But what's up, little homies? Now you have sound. What's going on, Brian? Bud? Let's see if this works. That doesn't work for some reason. My Stream Deck is not working. Not working for some reason. What's going on, Hobby Time? Ken, Eric, good to see you all. It's always something with a live stream. If we're not messing up something, it's not a live stream. Not a live stream at all. I am freaking tired. I got back to work on Monday. This getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning stuff is crap. Okay, I don't know why that's not working. Let me see something. Now, if I click it there, no, it's not freaking working. Boom, boom. Set play mode, default speakers and microphone. No. All right, let's shut it off and turn it back on. Yes. Microphone, Samsung G-Track Pro, apply. Yes. Restart required. Okay, I won't be playing sounds tonight because the soundboard needs me to reset my whole computer. And I'm not going to restart the computer just for the soundboard. What's going on, Spence? Been busy, tired, and generally over-caffeinated. It's Chuck Skull. What's going on, sir? What's going on? Yeah, unfortunately, the computer, the sound pad thing isn't working, so I can't reset the computer right now while we're live. That just won't be a good thing. And look at that. I think my camera is stuck too. It's going to be a frickin' daisy of a night. I can see that now. As long as you can hear me, I guess. I'm going to have to go on. I'm going to have to go on to my phone and see if it's actually moving. I can't breathe. Can't breathe. Dude is holding his pose. I am. It's just stuck. It's just stuck. I can't win tonight. Can't win for losing tonight. Let me see. Elgato capture card. Let's try to deactivate that. Let's deactivate the capture card and reactivate it and see if... Yeah, Streamlabs. Yay, Streamlabs. So much fun. This is going to be a good one tonight. It's going to be a good one tonight. I am freaking tired. Like I said, I got back to work on Monday after being on disability. Supposed to be back on a Friday, but I had Easter weekend off. We all got the COVIDs, and then starting 4 a.m.s on Monday was no fun. But I was off today because Kelly's off. We don't go to Florida anymore, me and Kenny, during the summer. So now I set up all my vacation with Kelly when she's off. So whenever she's off, I'm off. So it's not bad. Let's see, I'll work tomorrow, Friday, possibly Saturday, all next week, and then I'm off for a week for, I forgot what the kind of break they have, spring break or something like that. In motion again. I preferred you frozen, though. I just had to shut off the capture card because Streamlabs doesn't like us. It's not, I was even checking in the back. It's not even keeping track of space. I was going to say space loot, chippy chips. Space loot. Haven't had that in a long time. Got a cool email from Ron Orr, Sci-Fi Model Shop. He's sending me over some stuff that he printed out to check out when it comes in. I'll probably just do it on the live show. This way you guys can see that stuff. We got things printed on the printer. I'm working like crazy on the Spider-Man one. Unfortunately, there's some real fiddly parts on there. This is the third time. I print them all up for myself in clear to make sure that all the parts are good, and then I print them up in gray for the customers. But on the Chariot for, whatchamacallit. Hi, Kelly McKelly.
I didn't know you were doing a show.
It's Wednesday night, Kelly.
Wait, we're supposed to go Petco.
Oh, we gotta go to Petco.
I could go without you, just give me money.
I could end the stream and
No.
I could end the stream and do a stream from Petco.
No.
Wait, I'm watching this for free? That's bull. How do I do that? Can it be undone? It can be undone. I messaged you back. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. There's Kelly.
Yeah, look, send her from behind there.
Hi, Cal.
Hey. Hi, everybody. Hi, Hi, everybody. What are you, scratching your ass?
No, you said you needed money. You want me to? I'll stop this and we can go together.
No.
And then I could come back on.
Do your stream. It's fine.
There's that one.
I see.
Don't spend too much. There's not a lot left on there. Has anybody seen Bug Box Man? I haven't seen him post.
Hey, bud. There's my buddy.
There's Eric. Eric is saying hello to you because I know you don't know all the screen names.
Hey, Eric.
No, you don't know all the screen names.
Hey, Spence. Chris. Is that the one? The what's for dinner one? Chris.
Yes.
Hey, Chris.
Road trip. Yeah, if I go to Petco, we'll do a live stream off the phone. But Kelly's saying she'll go to Petco on her own because we need doggy food. Our dogs are very spoiled. They're on very, very healthy food. What up, Ruben? It's the Conklins.
They eat better than I do. Wow.
Yeah, the dogs eat very, very well. They're on all healthy food, unlike past doggies we had. And now we got 5 kittens outside, but we're not taking any of them in. They're gonna have to just be the feral cats they are. The mama's taking care of them, and they'll be all right. Yeah. They'll be all right because unfortunately the shelters over here, they take them in, and if they don't get them, even the non-kill shelters, they start dumping them over at the kill shelters. So they're better off out here. What's going on, John? Plus, this one cat sticks around the house.
Yeah.
And the dogs are doing something disgusting. She poops in the backyard, and the dogs try to eat it. So now, not only do I have to try to find dog poop, I got to try to find cat poop.
Woe is effing you.
Well, I told him I'm tired. This 4 o'clock in the morning crap is just for the birds.
Yeah.
Jamie Dimon saying interest rates may go up to 8% freaking.
I don't know what that means.
That means that's very high percentage on inflation.
So what does that mean?
That means we pray for a 3-year extension and I ain't retired in 2026. That's exactly what it means. What's going on, Omar?
Hey, Omar.
I gotta lower the volumes.
Yeah. This is my first week back to the gym. I went Monday. I went today. And it was leg day. But you know what? I got a gripe. I had a colonoscopy. I thought for sure I'd lose like 10 pounds. He did.
I did. I lost 12 pounds.
I lost maybe 3. That's bullshit right there. And then I got COVID. And I didn't really eat, and I thought for sure, I'll go down. What the hell? What the hell? So, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. I'm just going to have to being plumpy.
Omar asked, how's Mama Elaine doing? She's doing all right.
She took a painkiller, so she's feeling pretty good. She had her immunotherapy yesterday. What's today? Wednesday? Monday.
Yeah. No, I'm laughing at what Chris said. Wait until Dirk starts crapping in the backyard.
Oh, God. And her side effects have been better than they were, but one of the side effects is back pain, and it's a different kind of a back pain that she's used to. And she was in tears before, but she took a really good painkiller, so she's feeling pretty good right now. I'm sure Kenny told you Saturday about her warehouse 7. And she was upset because she felt she doesn't like to worry us or scare. And I just said it's not that I was scared or nervous, but it could have been prevented. My mom definitely is not one of those people who takes care of themselves the way she's supposed to. She's not in her 30s or 40s anymore. And, you can't get away with certain things like being hydrated. Especially with the treatments and the things that she's going through, she has to, do the right thing. So, I've been giving her a little bit of a hard time over that. But overall, she's doing okay. She really is. She wants to go to Smithville, which is this really cool place in New Jersey. But she's like, I don't know how I can make it. I said, well, get you one of those scooters. you know. But she's like, oh, that's so embarrassing. No, it's not. I put my fat ass on one. I don't care, and I'm younger than you. There's no shame in it. What would you rather do? Like, I can't, I'm afraid I can't walk far, so I'll just stay in the house for the rest of my life. No, no. There's, we'll figure it out. But, yeah, I'm just, like, really tired. I'm just tired,
Me too.
I was out of work, for almost 2 weeks. And I hit.
You were out for a week.
No, I was out on a Tuesday and I went back the following Friday.
Okay.
And, hit the ground running again. So, it's alright. But that's it.
Dan, what's going on, Dan? Dan said hello, Kenny's boss.
Hi, Dan. Dan the man.
Can he get rid of... Oh, the heart's there.
What heart?
The heart, this stupid thing.
What is that?
It's live stream reactions.
Oh.
Should be gone now, bud. Should be. Give me the microphone. Give me the microphone, even though they don't want to see me. There, it should be out of that stupid corner now. So yeah, I'm working on the Spidey Man. Got him going. I just got a bunch of new files that we're going to be printing up for the shop. I got a Darth Vader bust. I got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle busts, a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle diorama that we'll be doing. Storm. Who else did we get? Poor dogs are going to end up with no food.
I'm going.
You should have kept her here. She's got my Discover card, Chris. She's got my Discover card. You're going to Petco. You might be going elsewhere. I don't know. My brother Tommy got his hair cut, so Paul's making fun of him. Oh, jeez. So yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. What did I get? Yes, it's a very cool. I don't think I'll be able to pull. I might be able to pull it up. Let me see if I could pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up, and I'll show you the one. I'll be working on that. I'll be working on the turtles after I work on the Spider-Man one. Where's my CG Trader? CG Trader. CG Trader. This one's cool. This one is cool. Under purchases, I didn't buy him. Where is... Oh, there's Carlos. There's Carlos. Trying to find Carlos. And let's see if he's got the Mutant Ninja Turtles. I have a Rogue that I just got from his Patreon. We'll be doing that. Trying to find this thing. This is a huge diorama of the Turtles. I don't know if he's got it up on CG Trader or not. I might have to pull up my my pictures of it. But that's gonna be interesting to paint, and it comes in different. I forgot what scales it comes in. I think 12, 6, and quarter scale. I'm pretty sure quarter scale would be freaking huge, and I don't have a printer to print out quarter scale, so that would be no fun on that one. I don't think he's got it on here. I think it's too early because it was a Patreon. It was a Patreon thing. There's one thing I can't get off his Patreon. I got to get They got John Marston for you guys to play Red Dead Redemption. They got a thing of him, and I'll be getting excuse me. I'll be getting that one because I'm a big Red Dead Redemption fan. 1 and 2, I play those things like crazy. Dashboard. Let me see if I can. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's see. Let's see if I could go to the teaching screen, and I'll show you the ones I got. Let me see what's popping up. Oh, look at that. Teaching screen is not working. Pause button's working. Why is the teaching? Oh. Holy cow. Everything is just going wrong tonight. Everything is just going wrong tonight. There we go. Holy crapola. Okay, so these are the ones that I got. I don't think we're going to put them all on the shop. There's a bust of Storm over here. I don't know if you could see it big. No, you can't see it big. But I got a bust of Raphael. Ronnie. I don't know who this is. Michelangelo. Lust. Leonardo, Jinx. I don't know who this is or this is. Donatello, the Hulk bust, where he's like in some crazy Roman gear. It sucks. This is so small. Darth Vader. Got this Storm. Jaina, I think it's pronounced. Chun-Li. I'm going to print this one up. This Rogue. These two are not from... this is from Wicked, these two, so that's I can't sell those. But I'm trying to find a better picture of this. They're on a rooftop, and it's a pretty darn cool... whatchamacallit, diorama of those guys, the Ninja Turtles. I don't think I still have it on the... No, I don't have it on the back. Oh, let me see something. Maybe I do. Images. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me see. Can I bring that up? Let me see if I could bring that up to show you the pictures. This thing is freaking cool. Not that one. Nope, not settings for window cap. Oh, images. There we go. Now the question is, will that come up big? Photos. I won't show. Come on, you stupid thing. Why won't you show? It's getting very annoying that this won't show what I want it to show. Oh, well. Not much I can do about it. Not much I can do about it. Library. But it's a huge, huge diorama of all four of them. And I'll tell you in a second what scales I could do them in. Let's open up. Where's Raphael? It doesn't matter who I open up. Donatello. I could do them in 12th scale, 9th scale, and quarter scale. The 9th scale is pretty decent. Or I can make it 1/6 scale. All I got to do is double up the... all I got to do is double up the size of the 12th scale one, and I could do 6 scale. So I got to see which one is the one that sells the most. Is from Studio Gilby movie called Princess. I never even heard of that. It was just a cool... Anything that he was putting on the Patreon that I was able to download, I downloaded it. It is my first time streaming. It is Chris. Was that Dark Child? I don't know who Dark Child is. Don't know. 1/1 scale? No. 1/1 scale would be just... Actually, speaking of 1/1 scale, I don't know where I ran into it, but there's a filament printer out there right now that does 1/1 scale stuff. It was just crazy. I'm getting all sorts of warnings from YouTube right now that the stream rate is very, very bad. So that I haven't worked on anything for whatchamacallit, Jack Skellington. Just his base, I'm an idiot. I scratched the base. I forgot to put a towel underneath the base when I flipped it over onto the plastic mat, and something was on there and scratched the black paint. So I had to fix that up. It was the first time I got to use the Harder and Steenbeck. I got to use that. That thing is incredible. I don't care what anybody says. I posted it. I thought an airbrush was an airbrush. It didn't make a difference what you had. I've used Posh or Pache, however you say that. I've had an Iwata before, and then I was on Badger for the longest time. None of those brands, not a single one of those brands comes even close. Not even close to Harder and Steenbeck. It's amazing the touch on the trigger. You can feel. What's going on, Phil? Hey, Matt, what's going on? Oh, the lady that was Lust. I don't know what Lust is from. Excuse me. But like with my Badgers, I'd pull back. I got so used to my Badgers pulling back on the trigger, paint would not immediately come out of the airbrush. It would take a second before it would come out. With the Harder and Steenbeck, as soon as you just pull it back just a little bit, oh my god, paint is already coming out. Fine little dots up to, big spray pattern. And I am very, 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 very happy with that airbrush. I can't be happier. There's no way I will go to another airbrush ever again other than Harder and Steenbeck. So I will definitely, and they're coming out with the 2024 Infinity. So this will probably be my workhorse, and then I'm going to get a couple Infinities. I was an idiot though. If you do go over to Harder and Steenbeck, it's a different hose for it, because like Jalen and Spence said, Badger's proprietary with their little thing. What's going on, bud? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're proprietary with their hose attachment. The nice thing about the thing is the Harder and Steenbeck, it has the quick release, so I could just move the hose from one to another. But when I get a few more brushes, they make an air supply where you just hook up the hose to the air supply, and you could feed 4 air brushes off of that. So George McGregor, what's going on? Taking a break from the Voyager, huh? That's a pretty big build. Be careful with the Marvel stuff, Disney. They're all copyrighted. We'll as long as nobody rats me out or rats out all the places that I get it from, because they're all fan art. That's why when we name them on the site, they're going to be named different stuff. Like Dr. Mrs. the Monarch, we named her different. If I join Nom Nom's Patreon, we're going to do the Jack Skellington one, and then we'll name it a Christmas Nightmare or something like that, just to change the name up. But yeah, I know they come out and hit hard with all that stuff. If we get caught and we have to shut it down, we shut it down, and then you email me on the side, and I'll send out the... No. If we get caught, we get caught. There's plenty of people out there that have the same stuff, so it's taking a risk. The guys that produce the stuff are taking a risk because they're not allowed to sell their stuff either, and we take a risk selling this stuff. You know, it's kind of sucks, but I totally understand. I understand why they do it. We do have, I know it's happening. The question is, who out there will push it just a bit too? Somebody definitely will. Somebody definitely will. I'm playing with fire over here. There's all sorts, you know, everybody makes a Superman, everybody makes a Wonder Woman or this and that. So some places don't mind. It's like free advertising for them. Some places shut you down pretty quickly. So hopefully we never get shut down, but if we do, we'll just have to pull everything off the shop that a company asks us to pull. I'm sorry. Me and Paul at separate times yesterday ran into something on TikTok and YouTube. This thing called Obscure Vinyl, and they just have dirty songs, and it's quite funny. Yeah, that long already. I don't believe we've been doing this for 30 months already. What's going on, Ron? Ron, I emailed you back. Those are very cool, and thank you very much. I was just telling the guys. I didn't tell them what you made, because once they come in, I told them I'll probably do it on a live show to show everybody what you made, because they are very cool. You mean Beyond Normal Dude? There you go. That's what we will name it as, Beyond Normal Dude. Actually, Spence is working on something pretty cool right now. You know how we have the 001 and the 002 boards? There's a 003 board that's going to be coming out that Spence is working on, and it's a very good one. A very good one indeed. And no, it's not Discovery or Franklin or whatever you were looking for, Ron. It's not that yet. Oh, I can't breathe. Cannot breathe, which sucks. Pollen's already kicking in and get me. Oh, Chris K. Kenny C is not my hero. You will always be my hero, Chris. No matter what you say, you will always be my hero. I'm sorry, guys, that I'm all stuffy. I can't win the past few months with between my back and everything else. It's just a mess. What's going on, Dan Harris? Good to see you. Good to see you, sir. But I actually talked to Joe about one thing that we're doing, and I came up with another brilliant idea that I'm going to have to find an artist for, and I think people will enjoy the one that me and Paul just talked about. Now just to talk to Joe and see about his artist, if he could come up with something cool for it, a good pose and an excellent likeness. And this will actually, not going to tell you what it is, but it will help out a lot of styrene model builders. Kev, what's up, dude? The NASCAR king, the king of all NASCARian, the man, the myth, the legend. I hope you're doing well there, sir. I shouldn't call you sir because you're first sergeant. Somebody left a voicemail. I don't know who. I don't know who sent a voicemail, but they sent a voicemail. Not answering it. So yes, if we could get this going and done nicely, I'm sure some 3D print people would like it, but it's actually to help out the styrene crowd. I don't know, and I can probably guess. Joe Hudson or Joe? Joe Hudson. Okay, cool. I'll check that out a little later there, Phil. Hey, what's going on, Mark? I hope you're feeling well, sir. I hope you're doing all right. No, Joe Benjen actually sent me a picture to put up top there with Ben's. So we have Joe Benjen because he didn't want his buddy Ben. There's Joe's picture right now. Joe didn't want his buddy Ben to feel left out there. But speaking of Joe Benjen, Ben, this Friday, I was supposed to send it out last Friday. I just didn't get a chance to pack it up and go to the post office. Check the alternate DM thingy. Check the alternate DM thingy. Ding, ding, ding. You are a winner, Mr. Spencer Wolf. You got it right away. But I will be sending out a kit over to our friend Ben from Ben Builds over here on YouTube. And we're going to do another collaboration. He's going to build something for HLI. And it's going to be on the HLI channel. I can't tell you when because it's probably going to take him a little bit to build it. And actually, I got to talk to Spence because this kit is going to have lighting. And I think, Spence, we can use one of the boards we have. But if not, we probably can do an 002 board. I'll hit you up a little later on that, Spence, because I don't think there's really a lot of lighting on this one. I really think we can use one of our boards on this one. Yo, Shu, what's going on, Shu? Joe didn't submit this aircraft with the upside down stars. I don't know why he didn't submit that one. This one, he was saying the invasion stripes were blurry. I don't think they're blurry. I think Joe did an excellent job on the build. I gotta actually check out Sci-Fi Wednesday. Ben has another build up. Yeah, I will. I'll send it to you now. I don't want to give away what we're doing because I like having it as a little bit of a secret until Ben gets it all set up and then starts sending me his videos, and then Sci-Fi Wednesday will be on HLI for a bunch of episodes. And then what he does is he puts it back on his channel and does updates and stuff like that after the build is complete on our channel. Just got home, just got the notice. Yeah, because YouTube sucks. YouTube sucks like that with notifications. Chris last week I put up, or a couple days ago, Chris it was, put up a short and everybody got the notification. Chris got his an hour later, so it's really, really horrible on the notifications. Definitely not up to speed on the notifications, which sucks. I'm trying to think what else is going on here. If anybody wants, if you see my last couple of shorts, I'm testing something out. So if you've seen, I got two different crowds on YouTube. I have the shorts crowd, which only watch my shorts, and then I got you guys that come are usually the long format guys that like the long form ones. So I do both. But I just put up a short, one of the Green Lantern because I'm testing something out, and one of Dr. Mrs. the Monarch because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Monarchs left, and I want to move those guys. So if somebody sees that on the short and reads a comment, they might pick one up. I got one a few days later. Nice. I found out of that thing called Discord. Well, I got rid of our Discord, so can't be having that Discord thingy. Things are blurry. Get off the booze and wear your glasses. Oh, jeez. The booze. No, I'm not a boozer anymore. But yes, we're printing it up. For the Spider-Man, I'm going to do a build video series on that one. And how I'm going to do it now is, actually, we got some more pieces. I don't want to drop it. We got 3 pieces now because the damn chariot, the Green Goblin's chariot, is is just totally messing up. I actually have to clean this up. The bad thing about these is with the supports, but what I'm doing, this is a customer, this would be a customer one because I'm doing customer ones in gray, except for things that could possibly be lit up, like the flames. But why I'm going to do build series on anything we print out is to show, you know, certain things, because a lot of people don't 3D print and they buy a 3D printed model like this and they don't understand how a 3D print is made, and that there's support marks and sometimes layer lines can be seen and stuff like that, and they got to be taken care of depending on the orientation and stuff like that. Like this one has a bunch of support marks down the front, and they could be sanded off. And I learned this trick from Omar. All the little, you're not going to see it because it's so far away, but all the little marks on here, and this was one of the best tips that I've ever got from Omar, is when I'm printing it up on the supports, you use spheres. So when you use the spheres on it, on the tip, it leaves just a little nub anywhere you had the supports. If you use nothing on the tip of your supports, when you take those supports off, it leaves a hole. So you would have had to go back and fill in all these little holes and try to get that smooth. With the nubs, all you got to do is gently and carefully sand them down, and you'll have a nice smooth piece. So when I do the video, I'll show that, so people, because like I said, we sell these, some people are going to get the pieces and see all the little nub marks, and they're going to flip out like, what the hell is that? It's a crappy piece. When it's not really a crappy piece, it's just how 3D printing works. The other reason why I'm going to do it is if you never 3D printed before, or you have never had a 3D print kit. If you do order 3D print kits, sometimes what happens is the keys, this would be the male key, and then the slot over here would be the female key. Sometimes what happens during the printing process, things shrink or expand. Most of the time it shrinks, especially when you have it in the curing station. So this key here, if I could get this off, there's two keys for this one. One in the smoke here, which fits perfectly fine. This goes in here like this, and you can get it all the way down through there. But when it goes through this one, and I pushed it too far, when it goes through that one, it's supposed to sit in the second key. And I would use 5-minute epoxy on these because some of these things are solid, printed solid. The base is not solid. Thank you very much, Mike. The second key shrunk during the printing process and the whatchamacallit, and the curing process. So, and I could see where it shrunk. It shrunk on this side just a little bit. So all I would do is either shave this down or open up the one side. So I want to make sure that when we're selling things, everybody knows exactly what's going on with the prints, because like I said, a lot of people out there have never bought a 3D print before. They've never seen one. They don't understand. Like the first time I ever got one, I was like, oh man, this thing's you know, it's really shiny and stuff like that, but it just had, you know, wasn't cured all the way, and it had a little excess resin on there that had to be taken care of. See, that's interesting. I didn't notice that sits up like that. I guess the flame, that's the flame, it sits up like that. I'm gonna try to shove this guy. Yeah, that's definitely not fitting in. So right now, these are the first three pieces. The base is hollow and light. I made the smoke, one of two reasons I made, and here's another thing. Certain parts I make solid. The smoke is solid because of all these little bubbles here. I wasn't able to put drain holes in all the little, and if you get a print with a golden retriever hair, it's just Janeway or Blaine or Willow saying hello. A lot of these little bubbles had voids in them. And when I went to, one of the things you can do is hollow them out. The program will hollow it out for you. It wouldn't hollow out everything. So I would have had to put little holes everywhere, because what would happen is the resin could get trapped in those holes, and that resin over time can actually damage the resin that's whatchamacallit, that's cured already. So it can end up, if you watch Uncle Jesse, mine, I've had split on me. I haven't had any explode with the gray. After they split on me, I had a few split on me. That's when I stopped using the gray and went over to the clear. But for customers, I'm doing gray so they could see the detail. But what I was saying was, if that gets trapped in there, eventually it could either crack and it'll start seeping out, or it could explode on you, and we don't want that to happen. So things like the smoke, this is solid. The fire's a solid piece. The Green Goblet's Chariot is too delicate to be hollowed out and too thin to be hollowed out. So that's that is a solid piece. Spider-Man's web and the Green Goblin bomb that he has on the web, that's a solid piece, because there's no reason to hollow that out. So certain prints are going to be a little more expensive than others, especially ones we got to do more solid on, because we're using more resin. So that's a little thing of 3D printing. Hello, all 25 peeps watching. Lurking is totally fine, and slap that like button. Absolutely, absolutely. So yes, I have. Hey, Ken Horvath. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. I've fallen in love with Bob Bruce. 3D printing, and it's all Omar's fault. He brought me over to the dark side. I kept watching him on Facebook printing things, and posting stuff all over the place about his 3D prints, and I jumped in, and Omar gave me lots and lots of help on what to do with 3D printing. I learned a ton from him, which was great. I know if I still have any questions or anything like that, I can ask him. But I try not to bug them, and try to research things before I bug them. The Homelander I got from Omar several years ago split last summer. It was solid too. It was a solid print, huh? Damn thing split good. Let the resin flow. That's one of the bad things about, See, with the solid prints, I don't know if it's true or not. I heard they don't totally cure through the middle. Which kind of sucks. I don't know how true that is. I had one guy post on one of my videos, because I said I used the clear resin. This way I have a better chance, of curing everything all the way through, because it's clear. And he's like, the UV light only makes it a fraction of the way through. I was like, whatever, dude. It's clear. It's got to be making it further than gray. So when I cure it, hopefully it's cured all the way through the clear. But I did learn, if you're using clears, you got that one, Chris, and it's split, I can redo it for you if you want. Yeah, I don't know why this, it's amazing to me, but it's part of the hobby. Things are going to happen. If you do use clear like me, like some things I print out, and I've learned the time limit on, if you use any Cubics Standard Resin Plus that I use, it prints out fine. It prints out really, really nice detail. Tops to go on that resin is about 3 minutes, and you're fine. So this is one. This is the one I did for myself. This was 3 minutes. Ew, some alcohol's coming out of the bottom of my base. And there's another Blaine hair on here. This one is really clear. That's only 3 minutes. But the smoke, because it was solid, so I'm not... Hey, look! There goes a support that I forgot to get off of there. Because this thing is a solid piece of resin. I went 5 minutes on it. 5 minutes is too long for the clear resin. It'll start to yellow on you. Some pieces that are thinner, even at the 4 minute mark, start to yellow up on you. So I found that three minutes is pretty good. It doesn't do 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I wish it did, but you got, if it's something that's thick and you're painting it, you're not worried about lighting it, then it really doesn't matter if it yellows up on you. But the problem with over curing it too, it's a delicate balance. You undercure it, your resin's going to be soft and not all the way cured, and you can end up having a break or a pop, or something like that. Or if you over cure it, this one's not totally over cured. There is some yellow in it. It could get brittle on you and break a lot easier. So, you know, it's a fine line with doing stuff. Some people get very frustrated, I'm sure, with the resin printing. I just like keep learning and learning and learning about it and just fix the mistakes that I have. Like I love how this, if you can see him, I love how this Frankenstein came out. This Frankenstein is done with DLP Craftsman resin, which is different than the resin, the Standard Plus resin. This stuff is $50 a bottle. It does beautiful, does really nice. The details are really nice. The only problem I'm having with this is I can't get the DLP to stick to my plate. I've upped the bottom layers to a minute, and I really don't want to go too far over that, but I'm having trouble. I would love to use this resin. One, it's quite expensive, and we'd have to bump up our prices. The Resin Plus is fine, though. It does what it has to do, and it has nice detail. No, that's okay. It was an early Omar print. I had one model that did that no matter what I did. I was wondering it was something with the STL. Penetration, TE, depends on the wavelength of UV. UV resin sits around 400 nanometers and will go deeper than UVB or C. UVA will go through a pane of glass pretty easily. I don't know what kind of UV Spence is on these Anycubic wash and cure stations, so I really don't know how far it's penetrating. I figure I got a better chance with more penetration on the clear. My what do you call it? My hollowed out prints are always 2mm walls, because I heard that's, well, I know since I've been printing, Omar always had me do it at 2mm, which is nice because you're not using a lot of resin and they're lighter, which is really nice. And I heard that the UV light will penetrate up to that thickness. So what does the bottle say, Kenny? I bet it's 405 nanometers. If that's what NM is, right? Nanometers? Yeah, but this bottle, the Standard Resin Plus is 365 to 405 NM. I think they're all that Standard Resin Plus. The high speed resin is 365 to 405. Oh, interesting. The ABS like resin is 360. They're all 365 to 405. The ABS resin, definitely was not a fan. I tried the high speed printing. The high speed printing was not a fan of it. When I was printing at high speeds on the Anycubic, when the build plate was coming down, is actually splashing on my brand new Pro, and I had resin, and I doubt you can see it there, but I had resin all over the front of the case and the side of the case from it because of the viscosity of the high-speed resins. They're thin as water pretty much, and I guess when it's pushing it down that quick, it's splashing resin, and I'm a neat freak, and I didn't like it. So my prints take me a little longer, which I don't mind because I'm printing at a lower layer height, so I get better detail anyhow. I've been researching. I see a lot of guys, and I don't know, Omar, if you ever did this. I see a lot of guys are now printing resin prints even at lower than 0.050. They're pointing at 0.030 for even cleaner and crisper prints. But I want to experiment with it, but I'm not even sure where to begin with what my settings would be for that at a much lower, well, not much lower, but a lower layer height. That's what she said. What? All printer has pros and cons. FDM printing around leaves a line all the way up the printed part. Yeah, everything's got a pro and con. What does the bottle say? I seen that one. But yeah, every type of printing has its pros and cons. No model's going to be perfect with them. Unfortunately, there's too many people out there that still, one, you got your old heads. Sorry, guys, but you got your old heads out there. I'm talking about like the older people that are just diehard styrene addicts, and they They don't see 3D printing as part of the hobby, or they don't even see us 3D printers as model builders, which we are still absolutely model builders. Then you got the people that are into it, and you got the people that don't understand it and that want to get into it. And 3D printing, I haven't really joined any of the groups out there for it, but I heard there's a lot of dickheads out there, just like there's a lot of dickheads on the styrene side. So I guess it's still equal on both sides. I don't go below the standard. The few times I tried it, I didn't see that much. Okay, so if there's not that much of an improvement, then it's not even worth it to mess around to go from 0.05 to 0.03. I like the standard. I think this is 0.05, and you can't even see. All right. Again, guys, with 3D printing, sometimes you do see, like, if I hold this guy and I shine the light on him the right way, I can see the layer lines, even though it's 12K and 14. This one was done on 12K. It also depends on your orientation of this guy with flat surfaces and everything like that, how it comes out. Like every flat surface on the back and the sides, no layer lines or anything like that. His face, no swirl marks, layer lines. The only swirl marks and layer lines that actually have are up on top of his shoulders, which are no big deal because usually when you prime it up, you don't see them. But this is easily sandable. And that's because when I oriented him, I had him pretty much almost straight up and down. I had him a little bit back. The reason I oriented him that way is because I didn't want supports in his hair back here, because once you get supports in the hair, especially, that's the biggest problem I'm having with the bride. I don't want to sell her because of the supports that end up in her hair, because her hair is so big. There has to be supports in it. I have no choice, but it ends up being heavy, and I got to put medium supports on there, and you get a lot of little stuff in there. It takes out a lot of detail. Some people won't care because they'll put the detail back in, but when we're selling our stuff, I want to have as minimal cleanup as possible. There's always going to be cleanup, but I want to make sure that people have an easy time with their prints. And if you notice, this has pretty big holes on something like this, a bust, or the bottom of a base. I put in 10mm holes. They're big, but they can be filled in with Milliput or Bondo. I would go with Milliput because you could sand it down and really get rid of the holes. The reason I did it on the busts is because the head, I have no drain ports in here at all, because I want to keep the head as solid as can be. Not solid like printed solid, but solid where there's no marks. This way I can get the alcohol in there, put them upside down, shake it around, dump it out, and do that like 5 or 6 times. Then he goes into my bath of simple green and water, and that'll get up in there and rinse it out. So my objective is I go crazy with my cleaning to try to get as much, or hopefully all of that excess resin that's on the inside out. This way we don't have to deal with that later on where it causes a problem. Lewis, what's going on? Merry Christmas, my friend. Good morning. Sell her. That's why I have I'm still working on her, Spence. I'm trying to get it where I can lean her back, and there'll only be I'm trying to only get like 2 layers of supports, either at the bottom or way at the top. This way there's not that much cleanup. So I'm still working. I got to make his base and get him on the site already too, because these are actually easy to print up. He's not here right now. Steve Arthur, my buddy, and Tom Grossman. They both bought prints from me already. You can see they posted on Facebook. They were happy with what we do. So Spence knows, with everything we sell that we make, we package them very well. Everything's bubble wrapped to make sure that it gets to you in a safe manner. We have directions for everything we do. Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch, we wrote up directions for her, put that in there. Our boards have very, very detailed directions in them. We try to do the best we can to have you have an easy time with these. So it's not like we're just popping them in. Like something like on the back here, with these 3 holes in the back, we'll explain in the directions that is how the file came. I don't know how to fill those in a program. I don't know how to use mesh mixer or anything like that. So that's an easy fix. Just sand, sand those down and fill them in. I could fill them in before I even send them out. I could fix those up for the customer. That's not a big deal, So we just try to keep things the best we can. Well, Farah, thank you very much. Yeah, we try to keep the prints nice. Try to keep the supports to a minimum. This way there's not a lot of cleanup. I think that's the biggest thing with people. But, even with a styrene kit, like even the Green Lantern I just did, there was huge seam marks in it. There was the seam mark across the top of his head. His legs must have been on a giant sprue. They must have put like a bunch of legs on there and just twisted them off and threw them in the bag because it still had that chunk on there. There's a few round twos that I have like that too. But yeah, we're really into the 3D printing. We're trying to get, as many of our own products on the site as we can. This way we have them on hand and we can send them out. We'll probably, when we print stuff up like the Spider-Man, I'm going to do probably two or three of him, see how they sell. If he sells well, we'll print up another two or three. I got to talk to Paul. We might start waiting lists. Tops like 5 people on a waiting list, because we can't have 100 people because it would take me forever to get to them, and I don't want to disappoint anybody with products. So we'd probably have a 5-person waiting list. Make those, ship them out. Try to do as much as we can. If things go well, I'm definitely going to have to get more printers and do stuff. Yeah, the cleanup is definitely the worst. And I'm bad with the cleanup too, Val. I'll sit there, and I'm crazy because I print in clear because I'm just paranoid about my print splitting. I'll sit there with the magnifiers on with the clear. I start off with the nice thing too with, come here, you don't fall and break. I already broke a piece off my own personal print, but I don't care. Because you wouldn't even notice it. There's rebar here and rebar here. One side had 3 pieces, one had 2. Now they both have 2. But I sit there with my magnifiers with, come on out, sweetheart. You'd like to come on out. I sit there with my magnifiers, and I sit there and I get every nub. And what I like about the clear, I'm sure it's on the gray too. I really haven't worked much with the gray recently. 400 grit takes it down very nicely and quickly. You don't need to use an 80 grit because you'll ruin it. You can start with 400, then go to 600, smooth it out, however you got to smooth it out. But you will see in the video, I'll do a close-up of all the little nubs on here, and then I'll show you after I'm done filing everything down, that I could get it, get it very smooth. You gotta really have patience. Just like any model we're building, you gotta have patience with the models. Don't look at the parts tree plugs on the 12500D. You'll have nightmares. I've never looked at that. I've never looked at that. We need the 12K max. Yes, we do, Shu. I am dying to have a 12K max. The 7K is great. I can see. I gave Dirk, who is not here, Dirk Pitt. I gave Dirk my 4K Mono X, but with my Dr. Mrs. the Monarch that I printed out, I can definitely see the difference between the 4K and the 12K prints. The 12K prints and the 14K prints, there's no difference. There's absolutely no difference in what they look like. Excuse me. And reading up on a lot of stuff, the K system for the printers is really not a good way to go because it's not truly a 12K and it's not truly a 14K printer. It's different because of the light source they use. So there's a lot to it. Do you use a UV light? They light up the spotlights when you shine it on the prints. I have a UV flashlight. The only thing I ever used the UV flashlight for is so to light up the little nubs like spotlights, huh? You know what? I'm gonna try it live because I want to. I want to see. That's a great idea. This was another great buy from Amazon. If you don't have one, it's called Ultrafire 502 UV. Well, look at that. Val, thank you very much for that tip. So I can look at it because I don't want to make it yellow, because I will make it yellow if I sit here. If I sit here too long, I could just go quick. And yes, they do stand out, and I can see every little nub that's left from the spheres. And this is going to make sanding things down without priming it first so much easier. Val, you are the man. And I appreciate the tip. That is an awesome tip. All right, guys, there's a new tip. Everybody thank Val. I'm gonna try it on the gray too. I'm gonna try it on the gray and see where. Okay, there's nothing on the top because I didn't. Oh yeah, it totally lights it up on the. Oh, look at that. Yeah, right there. Look at that. Oh, you are awesome, dude. You are awesome. Thank you very much for the tip. So instead of going crazy with primer first, I can just shine it on here. And that's a tip that we're going to have to put in the directions. And actually, I'm going to look to see certain things for 3D printing. We're going to start to carry on the site depending on how much they are. I'm going to see if I could get UV flashlights for the site. We are going to put that as a tip in the directions, and I'm going to have to credit you for the tip because it's not my idea. It's not my idea. I need you to email me at hobbylinkinternational@gmail.com so I don't forget. Because I want to credit you for that. I'm not taking your idea and saying that I thought of it. But yes, guys, it absolutely works. If you have a UV flashlight and you have the support marks, the little nubs from your spheres, just click on your light and look, and they all pop out and they all stand out, so you'll have no problem at all finding anything. Oh, see? I couldn't even. There's two little ones in here that I didn't even know about, and it lights them right up. That's amazing. I'm like, it's like squirrel. That is such a cool freaking trick, tip and trick. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you're the best. You are the best. Look at us talking about exactly. We're talking about hobby stuff. Interesting. That is awesome. So yes, go out and get yourself a UV flashlight, and you can find your support marks. Super easy on there now. But like I was saying, we're gonna try to get more stuff for you guys for printing wise, such as UV flashlights. We can't whatchamacallit, put resin on the site unless we get Anycubic to drop ship, but they have their own Amazon site and stuff like that, so they're not going to drop ship. My UV light called the UV Beast will blind you. That I don't need. The little Ultrafire, absolutely fine. Absolutely enough for me. I actually got to charge it. It's getting kind of dim. But yeah, I don't need anything that's going to blind me. I just UV light gets hot on your hands, by the way. I see UV light before they're good for UV glue for yes. I use Brian. I use the UV light for certain things, like him. If I want to sand him down, the little holes that are here, I'll take a little of the gray resin, put it in there, use the UV flashlight as to set it up, and then sand it down, and you wouldn't even know. I've used resin as glue before to put parts together. So speaking of resin, we can always change the subject. No, changing the subject to that. Then you'll call Dirk, and Dirk will be here and all sorts of stuff. But I think I told you this last time. I don't know if King Bob is still here or not. Ben Builds just showed up. What's up, Ben? I didn't catch Sci-Fi Wednesday yet, but I will be catching that later on today. But I did tell everybody, Ben, that there will be another Sci-Fi Wednesday Ben Builds collaboration with HLI. I have not told them at all about what we're doing. So they'll find out what's going on, Ken. So they'll find out about that a little later on. Ben, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to send it out this Friday, so it'll definitely go out this weekend. If I'm working Saturday, I'll have Kenny or Kelly bring it over to the post office, Ben. And I spoke to Spence in here. I just let him know a little while ago about what's going on with the lighting situation. And there's one board for the build that you're going to collaborate with that may work for it. If not, there's not a lot of lights in the one you're building, so we probably can come up with something for that. Spence Wolf in here, Ben. He's the man. He's our lighting guru, him and Tom. They know all that stuff, so we can figure something out. Got a UV light with my solar res. Excuse me, get the hiccups now. I now know which all of my paints are fluorescent. Oh, jeez. Yeah, resin for filling in gaps is great. Yeah, I have a bottle of crafting jewelry resin I use to fill small areas. Oh, there's another tip. I just go right into the bottle. I like, you know when you get to the bottom of a bottle and you're trying to squeeze the rest out into your vat, but, you know, it's just taking forever to come out and get into the vat, and it's only a little bit. So I saved the little bit that I have left, and I'll put that in a little plastic shot glass that I have, and then I'll fill in the little holes, and I'll use the UV light for that. I got to try the crafting resin, though. Give the DM a look and pass it on to him. Okay. I can cop it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Spence is on things. This is just a total hobby night. But yeah, for you guys that aren't into resin printing, don't be scared of it. It's not that hard, and don't go crazy with it. I gotta fix this dang thing again. I gotta fix this thing. Sorry. I have to tighten up the thing. Once I get a proper desk over here, I'll be able to tighten that up. But don't go crazy with your settings and stuff like that. It's never going to be super perfect. There's always going to be something, like we were saying before, that's going to have to be taken care of with the print. You're not going to be able to orient everything so perfect where everything comes out perfect. Like certain ones, like even when I was doing the chariot, I had them on a 46 degree angle. I'd never do 45 for some reason. I always do 46. I put it on that angle, and I went to the bottom with my supports, but it still took up way too much of the detail. I could have left it like that and sanded like crazy, but then I put it up. I pretty much put it straight up and down and tested that print out, and it came out wonderful. There's still places where I'm going to have to do a lot of sanding on the bottom, but I would rather do that around the edges than lose all the detail. So don't go crazy. It's a fun hobby, and you'll get it. A lot of it has to do with your settings and your orientation, and then you'll be good to go. Would love a 3D printer, but only just started using water effect resin and nice no effects plus money, as we now have solar panels fitted to. Oh, jeez, Louise. Are Nat's hands around your neck yet, Lewis? The snow and ice effect came out beautiful, Lewis. That was very very convincing. Very convincing. Enjoy the FDM. I like the FDM. The FDM, there's nothing. It's just not my gig to have FDM. I just don't think the FDM printers will get the same. In my eyes, there's no way an FDM printer will get the quality of a face like this. I think FDM, there's still too many layer lines that you have to deal with. I know there's the tricks with the acetone and letting it kind of melt, but with the orientation on the resins, I don't think FDM. It's getting there. It's definitely getting there. I just don't think it's there yet. Plus, like I said last time, FDM gives me a headache. This does not give me a headache, not at all. And I didn't use just so you guys know, for the M5S Pro, it comes with a heater and an air purifier. I didn't put it in there yet because I don't need the heater. It's springtime, and this stuff doesn't stink with the hood on. So I'm sitting, what am I sitting, 6 feet away, and I can't even smell the resin over there. Yeah, I gave up my XYZ. I shouldn't complain because I had an XYZ printer, and that thing you could really see the layer lines on. Yeah, I haven't done FDM. If you just heard me, I said I had an XYZ printer. So it tells you how long ago I had a filament printer. But yeah, it was very cool. You can make a lot of cool stuff with it. I'm just hardcore resin. I just think the quality on resin is just so much better. I think FDM really, if I were to get one, would be great for like prototyping things or making things for the work like Ron does. Like Ron makes cool stuff for the workbench, and I think the FDM is great for that. I probably wouldn't use the resin for that. I would use an FDM printer to make like bottle holders, paint bottle holders. I'm not going to tell you what Ron sent me because I want to, or sending me because I want to show you that on a live stream. But I think the FDM definitely has its place, like the resin has its place. Like resin can't do some things. The one I would love to get, and I hope they come out with an affordable one day, is what is it? The sintering one, where it's a powder in there. You don't need any supports, and it just hits up the powder with the laser, and you get a guy where you have to worry about no infill or anything like that, and you get a nice print. But that's a way off. I don't like the fumes. Yeah, I got the stuff the back scratchers and the cup holder. I got all that. The Prusa does really, really, really nice work. I just don't think that you can get a really quality figure out of an FDM printer. You, sir, 4 FDM and 2 resins, you have a printing farm. It's good for making things you can use. It's not as fragile. Yeah, that's one thing. But with the I threw my, I don't know where she is. She's back there. I threw up the I think it was Ken. It was Ken Horvath that wanted to know how tough these were, and I threw this one up, hit the table, hit the floor, and not a chip. I wish you could see these, Spence. I'll actually send you a picture of this one with the nubs on the back in her hair. It's a little tough. There's no way you're gonna see that on whatchamacallit, on stream. Yeah, the sintering ones are big time money, big time money. But they are I love watching videos on them because they're so cool to see them do their thing. I'd love to have 3D resin printer, but the prices are always an issue with my budget. That sucks. I understand the budget, but they're not that bad. Actually, if you look at AnyCubic, Phil, it's like the new AnyCubic. I didn't pay upfront for this thing. I did Affirm or Afterpay, one of them. X amount of dollars. I think it was $37 a month or $47 a month for 12 months. This will be paid off. Be paid off quicker than that, because as soon as we start selling resin prints, all the cash that we get for the first resin prints is just going to pay that off, and then we'll do then it'll be profit after that. The printers they use to make medical inserts like knee replacements, they are nice looking. Yes. When are we getting a 3D chippy? I have files for a 3D chippy. I paid for chippy a long time ago. I haven't tried to fiddle with him again. I was having a lot of trouble orienting chippy and making him come out properly. So I think my son just got home from work. Yeah, resin printing is definitely fun. FDM printing is great, like I said. See, now you guys got me thinking about an FDM printer and printing stuff. Actually, I wouldn't do that. I would actually design something and ask you guys that have FDM printers to print it up for me, and I pay you to print up some stuff that I need. A hollowed resin piece is usually stronger than a solid print. Let's have some flex. This is from dropping solid versus hollow and having to... Oh, wow. I didn't even think that would happen. I would figure, since it's solid, be all right. Yeah, I threw this one up last week, hit the table, hit that's concrete, straight up garage concrete floor, and nothing happened to her at all. She survived in one piece, which is awesome. Definitely awesome. AnyCubic is always running sales too. AnyCubic is always running sales, and they drop the... You got to be careful, though, because when they get to a really low price for certain ones, you know that they're going to discontinue that certain printer, and then you're probably going to have trouble getting parts for that. I really like the Mono series, the Photon Monos over here. or the Photon series, I should say. Sorry, these are really nice. And if things go well with these guys, you're gonna see more printers behind me. You're definitely gonna see more printers. Speaking, I seen Eric was saying about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're probably gonna do those at 1/6 scale. I think the ones are, so those will be a decent size. Spider-Man I'm doing now, they're gonna be 1/9 scale, but those will run. The figures will probably be like $75-$80 for the figures because they're 1/6 scale. They're pretty big, and the diorama is going to be huge. So for the 4 guys, and the base is huge, that's going to be anywhere between $250 and $300 if you want the whole set at once. If you want to save up and get, like, each guy will come with each Ninja Turtle, I shouldn't say guy, will come with him and his base. We're not separating the bases from the guys where you have to buy them separately. The whole print comes with base and the guy, so between $75 and $80 probably for that. And like I said, for the whole thing, probably be around $300 for the whole set. All right, Omar, you go get dinner. It's always good seeing you. I'm going to jump off of here in about 15 minutes. He doesn't have a 1/8. He's got 1/6, 1/9, and 1/12 on them. And I don't really want to play with the numbers and mess anything up. And then I print out a turtle in 1/6. The next thing you know, the base is 1/7, and then I gotta print up more stuff. So I have Spence and Paul are my mathematicians. They probably could figure it out, but most likely we'll be doing 2 sets. Smaller 1/9 scale and a bigger 1/6 scale. That one I'm not going to do quarter scale. There's a few I want to do quarter scale. Like once I do Spidey, this Spidey, Kenny's girlfriend, he's got a new girlfriend. Kenny's girlfriend is a big Spider-Man fan. So this one that I'm printing up for myself really isn't for myself. This guy, once it's all done, Kenny's going to give to his girlfriend as a present because she's a big Spider-Man fan. When I do Spider-Man for myself, he's going to be the quarter scale. I'm gonna do that guy up big. I just picked up Jubilee from CA3D. I can't wait to check it out. You got a printer, Ben, or did you buy it from? That's the Spider-Man I'm doing is CA3D. I have a bunch of CA3D files. Can't speak to actual printing, but I have built both types, and I like resin the best. I missed you. I knew you said something up there before. And I missed it, Ben. Yeah, I belong to the CA, or we belong. Yo, what's up, little homie?
What's going on, brother, man?
Not much. How you feeling?
All right.
How was work?
That was good.
Nice. Yeah, we belong to the CA3D Patreon, and a lot of guys don't let you print and sell. If you're part of the Patreon, you can print and sell his stuff. Cephon66, we're gonna join. Nom Nom, we're probably going to join. So we're going to probably join those are nice looking steaks, kid. Probably going to join like 3 or 4 patrons. This way we can grab, stuff and stay a member of their Patreon. Because CA3D does some great work. Cephon66 does a whole bunch of great work. Unfortunately, these guys went out of business. The monster ones went out of business, but I'm sure we can find somebody else. Plus, Omar knows artists. Joe Hudson knows artists. So, like I said, we're going to have some of our own stuff done, some Christmas stuff. CA3D Studios does a lot of good stuff. If you guys want, check out LA Figures. They do good stuff. Creative Geek. That is Cephon66. He does amazing stuff. Who else do I have? UEL or UL. I don't know how they say it. If you're around my age, if you're in your 50s, maybe late 40s, UL does awesome cartoon stuff from when we were kids. So if you're into that stuff, that's on CG Trader. I was looking to see if their memberships. I don't think they let. If UL lets you sell the stuff that you print, then I would join theirs. 2STL with cuts and plugs. 2STL come discounts on archives and CG Trader and Cult stores with freebies and discounts. Right to 2 STL files 1 month with freebies and discounts. See, that's a bad Patreon. The monthly plan. Let me see if I upgrade. I'm not part of their. No, see, I don't like their plan. Because it looks like if you join, you get just 2 free STLs and that's it. And then you get some other freebies and discounts on archived stuff. Like if you join CA3D, when I joined up, I already got like 15 STL files just for joining. And then every month you stay, you get more of their older stuff. So once you hit the 5-month mark, you can download all of their files, which is pretty awesome. You know, that's a really nice way to run the Patreon. And I think I think Creative Geek, Cephon66 is also the same way. So you got to really read what they have. But we're definitely going to be joining up some more. This way we can. I got to see if Wicked is like that, because Wicked's another one that has really, really cool stuff. But I don't know if they allow you to sell their prints, which kind of. We're all doing the wrong thing. You know, we're all playing with copyrighted material. They don't want you selling, say, a Darth Vader. Certain people, they created Darth Vader. I understand. I'm not going to sell your files because you created the file. I don't want to sell your files. I just want to print it out, use my printer, use my resin, and sell what I made. But they don't even want you doing that, which makes no sense to me, because you took something from somebody else and you're not paying them, but you don't want somebody else to print something out. So it's a little confusing to me. I usually do all my figures between 1/12 and 1/8. Any bigger than that, I run out. Yeah, definitely. Definitely would run out of room. There's only a few I really want to do quarter scale. I want to do that Spider-Man quarter scale because that was my guy growing up. I loved Spider-Man. I still like Spider-Man. And there's one other, and it's a Spartan girl from Creative Geek, Cephon66. I want to do that one in big. But otherwise, 1/12, 1/8 scale. 1/8 scale kind of, to me, is really good. That's kind of a nice size, good detail. But you get huge, and it gets a little out of hand. I got Cephon66 and Nom Nom, so many things to print and paint. Wicked is another nice one. Yeah, there's a ton of them that are nice out there. Like Nom Nom is another one. Nom Nom figures. If you join the Patreon, you can print and sell stuff. So once I'm finally done with Jack Skellington, and I put up the videos for Jack Skellington, I'll put in there that we're going to have him on the shop if we get enough people that would want him. So, you know, it all depends on, you know, supply and demand. If I had the room, I would love to do Wicked Ghost Rider diorama from the last month in 1/4 scale. Yeah, the Wicked Ghost Rider was really, really nice. They got I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and they have a lot of cool they got a lot of cool Harry Potter stuff. Shu is actually doing a very cool Harry Potter one. Yeah, Wicked is definitely good. Welcome to the modern copyright, trademark, and IP lab. Yeah, it's just crazy. You know, if licenses weren't so darn expensive, you know, just license it to me for, you know, whatever it may be for the year, like $200, and then I can print out. You know, you'll get people buying the licenses. I would definitely buy licenses. This way I wouldn't have any worries about anything. But it's definitely interesting what you can, what you can't do. Fan art isn't really supposed to be used, and you know, it's totally understandable. But ladies and gentlemen, I've been on here for an hour and a half. I got to go take care of the dogs, walk the doggies, and all that other good stuff. Good hobby talk tonight. Val, thank you very much for the tip on the UV light. That's an awesome tip on that. Always appreciate you guys hanging out. It's always a good time. I'll let you know how the print for this guy goes, the next Spider-Man print. Hopefully that's the final. This is the 3rd time I'm printing it out. Hopefully that goes well, and I'll let you know when they're on the shop if anybody's interested. Spence, I will keep working on her. I'll draw her up again. Not draw her up, but orient her tonight again and see if I can come up with something good to finally get Frankie on the shop. So everybody, again, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. Had a great time. Don't forget the Star Wars group build is closing in. So we're going to do the double show on May the 4th on that Saturday. We're going to do the Star Wars show and last year's slideshow of everybody's work. So everybody, I hope you all have a great night. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. I'm glad you caught us too. I'm glad you caught us, and I'm glad you gave me the tip. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and I should see you on Saturday night. So take care, and bye-bye, everybody.